Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm so excited. It's going to be a good weekend, although it's supposed to rain all weekend. Today is the last day of our Open Your Mind challenge. I hope that you've enjoyed it so far. I've tried to keep them pretty simple, and I'll be announcing the prize today as well, which is exciting. And I'm excited because you'll find out. But today's topic, Morning Monica, is pet food. Big surprise. I have done a collaboration video about the pet food industry before. It did have some technical difficulties, so it got broken into 3 different videos, and it's not on my Birch Animal Wellness page, but I'm having trouble getting it off of my personal page because technical stuff. So hopefully this will give you a bit of the background, but I may do another video about it just to make sure that you guys have that information. But we know that you are what you eat. If you eat healthy food, you feel good. If you don't, then you feel sluggish and lethargic. So most pet parents, actually 95% of pet parents, feed kibble or canned food to their pets. 95% is a big number. And what I'd like you to consider is that, do you actually know all the ingredients that are in your pet's food? Do you know where they come from? Do you know the vitamin mineral balance of your pet's food? Do you know if they're coming from, well, I would like to say ethically sourced places, but that's really only for grains. If they come from companies where contamination is a common issue. So, for example, pet foods with chicken in them are very prone to contamination because chicken is a really cheap ingredient and it's a very common pet allergy. The same with fish. Lately, the mercury levels in fish have been really high, so I've noticed that in some pets that eat fish-based or seafood-based pet food have had some toxicity issues, liver and kidney. So just take a moment to read the back of your pet's food. If you don't understand some of the words on the label, then take the time to look them up, because it could be something that you don't actually want your pet ingesting. And in terms of vitamins and minerals, this is kind of related to the prize actually. I am 98% done my nutritional necessities ebook. And the winner of the challenge will get a free copy of the ebook. It covers everything from vitamins, minerals, amino acids, how the gastrointestinal system works, how probiotics and prebiotics are different, how they function, digestive enzymes, why the book is necessary, and it covers dietary sources of the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. It covers what each one does, what a deficiency looks like, so you know, have a better idea if your pet's missing something, and it gives you the dietary or daily requirements based on the AAFCO, which is an American food company regulator, because Canada doesn't have the same, and I couldn't find in-depth information about that, but that is the prize. And if you don't know if your pet's getting balanced vitamins and minerals, you can usually tell by their physical indicators. So that's why I added that column when I was typing it out in a Word doc to the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, because it's a lot of information and it's kind of hard to keep track of it all. So this ebook is more of a reference. But I want you to, and this is pretty straightforward, research the ingredients on your pet's label. Find out what they are. First of all, if they use really big words, find out what they are and where they're sourced from. Whether you have to take 5 minutes and call a company and ask where they're sourcing their beef or their grains or their vegetables from, and just find out, because actually the majority of pet food recalls come from either kibble or canned food because they're more likely to be contaminated. The recalls on raw, I believe, are very low because usually it's not processed, right? So the animal, Monica has a question. Do dogs need extra supplementation when eating raw? Can they eat raw their whole lives even when they're a senior? Usually, when pets are switched to raw, they need a couple day transition period. And some people say doing a portion raw and a portion kibble and kind of slowly change the proportion of each until they're eating full raw. But they actually have trouble digesting kibble and raw at the same time. So my suggestion is to kind of, at least what I did with Kaya, I gave her one meal of one and one meal of the other, so they were separated. And then eventually I switched she had 2 meals a day, so I switched her breakfast over as well. And I used to have to coax her for half a day to eat her breakfast. And now I put the bowl down, less than 2 minutes, and it's gone. So that's really nice. Can they eat raw their whole lives? I have met a lot of senior pets that eat raw, and they do excellent on it. And I have met puppies that eat raw. Of course, once they get past the weaning stage, sometimes when they're younger, people don't like to give them raw just because their gut biome is still growing and representing all of the bacteria that's in there. But I have known, what's his name? Dr. Peter DeBias in the States. He has a puppy and he does holistic nutrition, and he has supplements and things like that. And he raw feeds his puppy. He's, I don't know, like 5-6 months. So it can be successfully done. I feel like a lot of people get overwhelmed when they're switching over because they're worried about, are they getting enough of this? Are they getting enough of that? Because they assume that raw is you just give them plain meat on its own. Raw does come in many forms. You can go straight to the butcher and get chunks of meat still on the bone. You can get animal parts in general. So sometimes people get like a pig's foot or a duck wing or something like that. Most of the commercialized ones come in like a hamburger patty style, so it looks more familiar to us. So you can just kind of give them 2 patties and then they're good to go, and it looks like they're just having hamburger. If you want to take it one step further, in Kaya's case, she buys from a company called Back to Raw, and essentially they have 2 options. They have one is straight meat, and it comes in 1 pound packages that are probably about this big, and she gets a pound a day, so I cut it in half. One is breakfast, one is dinner. But they also have a complete version, which essentially comes with meat, the bones, the organs, the fruit, the vegetables, all of that. So I cut it in half. I put, the only thing it is missing is an omega-3. So I give her a little bit of camelina oil, which is not olive oil and is not fish oil. It's a different one because the fish oil I find has had high levels of mercury lately. So this one works well, and it doesn't have that fishy smell in their breath. And a probiotic, just because she's had a sensitive stomach. It also helps with the transition from kibble to raw. A digestive enzyme if her stomach gets upset, because it helps her. She's always had kind of a weaker digestive tract, so it kind of helps build that up a little bit. And for breakfast, usually I give her a little bit of coconut oil to help with her coat and things like that, because she is an Aussie and she has a dual coat, and it's a lot to maintain if it's not nice and healthy. I hope that answers your question, Monica. But yes, the challenge, there is a lot of information I could give you, about the pet food industry, but for now, this video is just about the challenge. I may, again, do another one. So find out what your animal eats, if the balance of vitamins and minerals is right, where the ingredients come from, sometimes they rename ingredients on the label, which is something else. I have 3 presentations that I put together this year, one on the pet food industry, one on raw feeding, and then one that I combined the 2. And it does have a lot of information about labels and things like that, so I may set to do that up soon, maybe as a webinar or something like that, because I find a lot of the labels can be confusing because they rename ingredients different things, because people find out, oh, this ingredient's bad, so they change the name, and then people think that it's a completely different thing when it's really just more processed to make it look different. But get your challenges in, because tomorrow morning I'm going to announce the winner. And again, all you have to do is comment that you participated and tell me how it went for you. And the winner, I'm almost done. It should be done by early next week because I'm away this weekend. And I will figure out a way to send it to you because it is quite a long file. It's almost 50 pages in a PDF, so it is quite longer than some of my other ones. But I will find a way to get it to you, whether it's Dropbox or Google Drive or anything like that. I will get it to you. So thank you, Monica. She has excellent info and great challenges. I tried to keep them simple but also informative so you kind of get more involved with your animal and make sure that you know what you know, kind of thing. It's always nice to learn something new, at least in my opinion. Have a fabulous rest of your week. I am doing a live collaboration video at 10 a.m. about chronic diseases with my friend in California. And if you want to see that, the information I believe is on my Instagram story. I'm not super techie. It's on College of the Canine's Instagram, as my other ones have been. So if you have any trouble getting there, just send me a message. But that is happening as well. So I will see you in 2 hours. If I don't see you, then I will see you next Tuesday, back to our regularly scheduled programming of every Tuesday. Have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you shortly. Bye, Monica.